Have you ever wondered about the final words of famous celebrities? Despite their larger-than-life personas, they are just like the rest of us, mortal beings who will eventually face the end. While the glitz and glamour may make them seem invincible, they too are made of flesh and blood. Throughout history, the last words of celebrities have been documented and shared. Some of these words are heartwarming, especially when they are directed towards loved ones. Others, however, remain mysterious, leaving us curious about their meaning, perhaps to be revealed in the afterlife. In today's video, we explore the last words of these famous individuals, providing a glimpse into their final moments. Join us as we uncover these profound and sometimes enigmatic words spoken by iconic celebrities. But first, please like and subscribe to this channel, and then sit back and relax. Now let's start with 10. Steve Jobs. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. Stephen Paul Jobs was an entrepreneur, industrial designer, and businessman from the United States. His involvement in the creation of the Apple brand and its products, in addition to his numerous corporate interests, had a massive impact on the evolution of digital culture. He was an accomplished and famous entrepreneur that played a key role in transforming personal computing in the 21st century. He was known to have had a split personality. He might be viewed from one angle as the prototypical California hippie, partaking of LSD, practicing Buddhism, and favoring the Beatles and Bob Dylan. However, a lot of people also recognized him as a ruthless despot and a determined businessman who turned Apple from a failure to the most prosperous firm in history. The name Apple is a perfect example of this duality. Although he picked it out of affection for the Beatles, who had used it for their own business, he insisted on keeping it even when the band complained that it violated their copyright. In 2003, he received a pancreatic cancer diagnosis. He responded by disobeying medical advice and pursuing a course of alternative medical therapies. He passed away at his Palo Alto residence in October 2011 as a result of the failure of this approach. His final words were, "Oh wow," repeated 3 times according to those present at his bedside. 9. Bob Marley. Money can't buy life. The reggae legend, Bob Marley, gave the world many classic hits. At the height of his fame, he was diagnosed with a serious skin cancer in 1977 known as acral lentiginous melanoma. Despite this threatening illness, he continued his career in showbiz undauntedly. In 1980, he collapsed while jogging and was rushed to the hospital, signs that his body had reached its breaking point. Marley decided to cancel an ongoing tour and other engagements to seek treatment. The treatment turned out to be a failure as the cancer had spread to his brain and the rest of his body, eventually claiming his life. Just before his demise, his last words to his son were, "Money can't buy life." Perhaps an admission of the fact that his wealth couldn't get him a cure to preserve his life. 8. Princess Diana. My God, what's happened? Lady Diana Frances Mountbatten Windsor was renowned. At the time, she was arguably the most photographed person in the world and a benefactor of many charities. In 1981, she tied the knot with Charles, Prince of Wales. The tabloid media's thorough scrutiny of their marriage brought to light the widening gap between them. And by 1994, the public's knowledge of Charles' long-standing affair with Mrs. Parker Bowles and Diana's infidelity made divorce unavoidable. In a 1997 vehicle accident in Paris, she died along with her partner, Dodi Al-Fayed. Her final words were, "My God, what's happened?" According to numerous conspiracy theorists, the thorough inquiries into the circumstances of the death, held in London in 2004 and 2007, firmly blamed Henry Paul, the car's driver, for driving the vehicle with extreme negligence, as well as the paparazzi who were trailing the vehicle on motorcycles. Her passing and funeral sparked a period of tremendous public attention that bordered on national obsession, as well as a raging discussion over the purpose of the monarchy. 7. Whitney Houston. I'm going to go and see Jesus. "I'm going to go and see Jesus" were the last words of Whitney Houston hours before she died. Her unconscious body was discovered in a bathtub at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles on February 11, 2012. According to the coroner's inquest, Houston died from an accidental drowning. Houston's musical career started with gospel music until she switched to mainstream and R&B in the 1980s. Houston's performances captivated audiences with her resonant voice. Her music, which includes popular hits like "I Wanna Dance with Somebody," "Who Loves Me," and "How Will I Know," carries on her legacy. 6. Michael Jackson. I'd like to have some milk. Michael Jackson, who is renowned as the king of pop, produced numerous No.1 songs such as Thriller, Billie Jean, and Beat It. Jackson reportedly said, "I'd like to have some milk. Please give me more," as his final words. To treat Jackson's insomnia, propofol was prescribed, but he got hooked on the medicine, referring to it as milk. Jackson passed away hours after receiving a dose of propofol. Some sources claim that Jackson's last words were "I love you more." After a musical rehearsal, Jackson's friend Travis Payne said, "I love you." Jackson replied with a smile and "I love you more" before boarding a golf cart. 5. Martin Luther King Jr., "I Want That Song." Up until he died in 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was a significant figure in the civil rights movement. King organized the 1955 Montgomery bus protest and the 1962 fight against segregation using peaceful activism strategies. He also gave one of history's most popular speeches, "I Have a Dream." King asked musician Ben Branch to play him a song just before he was shot and assassinated by an assassin. "Man, I tell you, tonight I want that song," he said to Branch. "I mean, tonight. Play it pretty." Branch agreed and nodded his head. "Don't forget," King replied with a smile. "I mean, precious Lord, please, play it this evening." He stepped outside on the balcony shortly after, where he was killed. 4. Malcolm X. Brothers, please. Malcolm X was an iconic figure in the civil rights movement who was known for his divisive and revolutionary ideologies. He was about to give a lecture at Manhattan's Audubon Ballroom when a staged incident erupted, which led to his tragic death in 1965, which shocked his entire country and the world as a whole. He was murdered by 3 men as he attempted to settle the conflict. His last words are reported differently by different witnesses. Some claim he said, "Brothers, please, brothers. This is a house of peace." Others report that his last words were, now, brothers, break it up, be cool, be calm." 3. Xxxtentation. I want to make sure my life made at least 5 million kids happy. Emo rapper Jose Onfroy, commonly known as Xxxtentation, set numerous records and developed a cult-like following during his brief career. While he was still alive, he sparked controversy since he was charged with several crimes including robbery, assault, battery, and domestic abuse. At the age of 20, he was robbed and killed at a motorbike store, where $50,000 in cash and his Louis Vuitton bag were also taken. His final words were on his Instagram Live, where he said, "If I'm going to die or ever be a sacrifice, I want to make sure that my life made at least 5 million kids happy, or they found some sort of answers or resolve in my life, regardless of the negative around my name, regardless of the bad things people say to me. I don't care because I know my goal in the end, and I know what I want for everyone, and I know what my message is. I just wanted to say, I appreciate and love all of you, and I believe in you all." 2. Tupac Shakur. Fuck you. Tupac Shakur's murder would go down as one of the most mystical in history. The rapper was shot numerous times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas in September 1996. Shakur got into a gang-related altercation after watching a boxing bout with his Death Row Records boss, Suge Knight. Shortly after, he was shot and killed. Chris Carroll, the first policeman on the crime scene, said that he asked Shaker who shot him, but he refused to reveal the shooter until he died. He glanced at me, took a breath to get the words out, and then opened his mouth and said the words, "Fuck you," Carol reflects. One Amy Winehouse. I don't want to die. Winehouse was a renowned musician who was distinguished by her rich, passionate contralto voice. She received 5 Grammy Awards, including those for Album and Song of the Year. A number of her songs, including You Know I'm No Good and Rehab, were major hits. Her success was, sadly, short-lived because of alcoholism. She was found unconscious by her security personnel in her Camden home on 23 July 2011. According to the toxicology report, she had 416 milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood in her system when she passed away from alcohol poisoning. Winehouse said to her doctor just hours before she passed away, "I don't want to die." The final words of famous celebrities hold a significant place in our collective consciousness. They offer a glimpse into their state of mind, reflections on life, and the circumstances surrounding their deaths, whether profound, tragic, or enigmatic. So that's it for this video. I hope you found it interesting. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Feel free to share famous celebrities' last words that weren't mentioned in this video in the comment section. Thank you for sticking to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please do well to like it and also tap on the subscribe button for more fascinating videos like this. Till next time.